Crimson liquid seeps into the wooden floor, trickling down the wall of the room below, where a man lay upon the beige carpet. His eyes are glossed over, mouth wide open and chest agape, all because he left the window unlocked. A shadowy figure kneels beside the corpse, admiring the ghoulishness of the scene before them as they slowly lift their arm, causing metal to shine in the small sliver of moonlight illuminating the room. The blade of the figure's axe slams down onto the neck of their next victim. Blood squirts onto the carpet as the head rolls towards the wooden door. Heavy breathing can be heard as footsteps slowly land on the hardwood floor, causing the boards to groan underneath the person's weight. The shadowy figure reaches down, scoops up the head, and places it in a large red sack before opening the door and stepping into the hallway. A little girl stands before the figure, staring up at them with wide eyes upon realizing who is in their house.
Uncle Nick?
The little girl asks.
"Shouldn't you be asleep, Molly?"
The figure softly inquires.
Yes?
Molly nods.
Please don't punish me.
There'll be no punishing tonight, little lady. Run along back to bed now.
Okay.
The figure lurks just outside of the little girl's bedroom, waiting until she begins to snore, so that they can open the door to her room. Molly slumbered peacefully underneath her plush, pink duvet. She doesn't move when the floorboards creak, or when the person knocks over the lamp sitting on her nightstand. The axe is brought above the head of the shadow, hesitating, before it's hastily slammed down on the little girl's neck. Her head is separated from the rest of her body, the pink duvet stained with blood in a matter of seconds. Like her father, her head is placed within a red sack as the figure leaves the room. Poor little Molly had done her best to be a good girl this year, only to be rewarded with a beheading, like her dad had. The figure moved from the hallway and into the next bedroom, taking the head of Molly's older brother, Stefan, and her older sister, Cassandra. The twins had been bad teenagers this past year, drinking and driving without giving a care about responsibility. The teens had dabbled in drugs as well as other activities that should remain untouched until they were adults. However, the teenagers deserved the punishment brought to them. Their heads are tossed in the red sack without care before the figure leaves the room and scurries down the hallway, stopping outside of the last door on the right. The hinges of the wooden door slowly creak open, causing the person in the twin-sized bed of the guest room to stir, her blonde hairs poking out of the covers as her chest steadily rises and falls, which causes the figure to stop dead in his tracks. The mother is a beautiful woman in her mid-30s. Her blue-green eyes captivated anyone who dare look at her. She's quite the wonderful mother that everyone thinks her to be. However, she isn't the wife that everyone is led to believe. The mother, Margaret, is a harlot, a woman who does just about anything to get away from her family, even if that means hurting others in the process. Margaret is used to having everything go according to her plans, except she wasn't expecting this plan to have unraveled, and neither had the shadow. The shadowy figure steps into the light of the fireplace to reveal the red and white hat sitting atop the snow-colored hair. The long white beard hangs down to the person's chest, while the rest of him is clothed in a red suit and black boots to match. The entirety of the outfit is completed with a red sack full of heads. Santa was not a vengeful man, but never had he seen a person as bad as this woman. She abused her family, whether she knew it or not. She was the epitome of horrible, and it was time for her to pay for the sins that she had committed. Santa tightly grips the handle of the axe as he raises his arms above his head just as Margaret opens her eyes. She screams loudly at the sight before yet the weapon is quickly slammed down, severing the left forearm of the woman. Blood squirts onto the dark purple blanket as the woman cries out for help. She begs for her life to be spared while the man continues to chop limb after limb from her body. Like the others, the head of Margaret is picked up from the wooden floor and carelessly tossed into the red sack. Nicholas slowly makes his way down the hallway, descends the staircase, and scurries up the chimney in the living room. Heavy footfalls on the roof, and the neighing reindeer can be heard as a ho 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 is bellowed into the night. The early morning sunlight shines in through the parted curtains, causing someone to stir in the king-sized bed in the middle of the room. A young man sits upright in bed, stretching his tired limbs before tossing his feet over the edge and standing up. The cold wood of the floor against his bare feet causes the man to shiver. He quickly grabs a robe from the bedpost, drapes it around his body, and heads out of his bedroom, only to see a trail of dark liquid leading from each room and down the hallway. Frantic, the man checks every room, only to let out a blood-curdling scream at the sight of his disembodied family members. Who on earth would want to harm his family? Who in the hell would dare to break into his house during the night and ruin this joyous holiday? The man quickly dials 911, explaining to the dispatcher that something terrible has happened to his family. The police arrive about 20 minutes later. 2 officers take the man's statement about what happened and how he found his family members. He explained that he had slept through the night due to being drunk. He didn't hear a single sound that would indicate his family was in trouble, nor did he hear anyone screaming. The police officers, unsure of what to do, handcuff the young man and tell the paramedics to transport him to the nearest hospital for psychiatric care. The police watch as all of the bodies are placed into black bags and hauled away as the forensic team gathers as much evidence as possible. Unable to determine what exactly happened the previous night, they conclude that the young man was responsible for the holiday massacre due to his intoxicated state. The joyous holiday ended up in a bloodbath, and an innocent man who had lost his family was the suspect of the crimes. No one would ever suspect dear old Saint Nick. He will continue to collect names off of his naughty list for the next 364 days. Social media can be very unpredictable, especially regarding horror content. If this content gets removed, all new content will be simultaneously presented on various websites provided in the description to this video. Make sure to follow me in other digital spaces so that you never miss out on the terror. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a comment and hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy what's here, consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Writing is a dream of mine, and it's all of you that make that dream come true.